Meghan Markle, wow. As ever, the relaunch was a bigger disaster than anyone could have envisaged.
I don't body shame here. I'm just asking a general question. What's up with her face?
She knows she's been rumbled.
Oh, 100%. Because if you actually look at the time that she recorded that, because she shows it on the second phone, it's 8:42. Her brand launched, or the new products launched at 8 o'clock around.
So when she's trying to sell these kind of, I'm sorry, but crappy, cheap tats to middle America, she needs to have this relatability, and she doesn't have that at all.
Meghan Markle accused of gaming fans after her new as ever product sold out within just minutes.
She's trying to sell herself as this wholesome mother who's baking cookies and making tea for the rest of the family.
We work so hard. The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done. It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that, and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line and what's the cadence of it. And
in this interview, she really goes on these tangents of talking about how stressful her day is. And when I was listening to it, I was thinking, no, that sounds like a normal day to me, Meghan.
You look lovely.
Thank you, so do you.
Before we get into it,
What if Meghan Markle's picture-perfect comeback just collapsed in real time? Because As Ever didn't relaunch with a bang, it unraveled with a whimper. While Meghan's team blasted out curated captions and spotless product shots, behind the scenes, something far more chaotic was unfolding. This wasn't your typical launch day fumble. This was a full-blown brand emergency, and Meghan, she may be spiraling right in the middle of it.
When you look at Meghan's video, where it is so obvious, she knows her strategy has failed. She knows Harry is falling apart. She knows this has all gone so badly wrong.
From sketchy sold-out claims to launch videos that felt more strained than celebratory, Meghan Markle's glossy image is starting to fracture under the weight of her own brand. And that bizarre flower sprinkle moment? It wasn't charming, it was cringeworthy. The deeper you dig, the clearer it gets. This isn't a confident relaunch, it's a carefully staged unraveling playing out in slow motion.
She knows, doesn't she? I mean, it's like all of the facade has gone, the veneer has gone. This is a joke now. It's a total joke.
This isn't a brand built on craftsmanship or care, it's a last-ditch attempt to cling to relevance. So what exactly went off the rails with As Ever? Let's peel back the pretty packaging, because what's lurking underneath Meghan Markle's polished PR front might just leave you stunned. And trust this, by the end of this expose, you'll see what's really fueling this unraveling empire.
All right, critics have accused Meghan Markle of gaming fans after nearly all of her new As Ever products sold out within minutes for the second time.
Let's kick things off with Meghan's go-to strategy, fake it until you sell it. The As Ever team wasted no time shouting from the rooftops that their second product drop vanished in just 4 hours. Sounds impressive, right? But here's the catch. There were zero details to back it up. No inventory counts, no order numbers, not even a hint of transparency. Just vague hype and a suspiciously timed rush to create FOMO.
Most reputable retailers don't go through this. So I think she's wearing it as a badge of honor. You know why I'm laughing. A badge of honor, whereas the rest of us see this as a, what kind of business is this? How many products do you have? You look ill-prepared for anything.
And instead of backing the buzz with real numbers, Meghan's team raced straight to InStyle. Yes, the faded fashion blog better known for who wore it best than any kind of business reporting. Not Forbes, not Business Insider, just a fluff outlet happy to print whatever spin her PR team handed them. That choice, it screams scripted. Meghan isn't welcoming questions, she's dodging them. And the more you dig, the more this sellout starts to look like smoke and mirrors. But that was just the first red flag. What came next made things spiral even faster.
we spent so much time making sure we had so much more inventory. That's why we took the time, and you guys are doing it again. We're nearly sold out on everything, and I can't believe it. Even flower sprinkles, which I knew was going to be the big one again, so that has more inventory than all of it.
Now let's talk about Meghan's launch day video, because it didn't scream confident founder, it screamed, "Someone please fix this." What was meant to be a celebratory moment looked more like a SOS signal wrapped in pastel filters. This wasn't a leader in control of her brand, this was a woman trying to keep the wheels from falling off in real time.
And so about 42 minutes was probably about the time she sold out the first time.
Yes.
And then she's telling us, oh, the flower sprinkles, we have so few of them, but we overstock them and we can't, like they're so close to selling out. And yet they didn't sell out for several more hours.
At exactly 8:42 a.m., Meghan drops a story claiming they're almost sold out. But here's the twist. Fans watching the site closely noticed the products were still available well into the afternoon. So what was that post really about? It wasn't an update, it was a calculated brag. A carefully timed flex meant to create panic buying, even if the numbers didn't back it up.
That nearly all her items had been bought up, including the flower sprinkles. Are we still doing that? I know she is, but are we still doing that?
This was textbook smoke before the fire. Plant the illusion of high demand, then pray the sales follow. That's not smart marketing, that's pure spin. And it only gets more unsettling. Meghan didn't even look excited in the video. Her eyes kept drifting downward, avoiding the lens like she didn't want to face the truth. Her posture? Stiff. Uncomfortable. It didn't feel like a victory. It felt like a brand on the verge of a breakdown.
And so you can just clearly see the cope there happening and the freak out. And she's also not really showing much of her eyes.
Instead of flashing a smile or hyping the drop, Meghan's tone was eerily muted. Like she wasn't announcing success, she was stalling. There was no fire in her voice, no spark in her delivery. It didn't feel empowering, it felt like damage control. And just when it seemed like the launch couldn't get any more awkward, Meghan dropped the now infamous sprinkle moment, and that's when the whole thing tipped from shaky to straight up embarrassing.
Is it confetti or is it flower sprinkles? Thanks, everybody.
If there was one moment that exposed just how out of touch this launch really was, it was this. Meghan standing stiff as a board, clutching her phone, and mumbling the now infamous line, "Is it confetti or flower sprinkles?" Girl, it's iMessage confetti. You know that. Everyone knows that.
I think that was a total and complete panic move because she only actually really shills something when things are going really south. That's when she finally gets on there and goes, oh, hey, check out my podcast. She didn't do that for Confessions of a Female Founder.
What should have been quirky or fun hit the ground like a brick. Her voice? Flat. Her delivery? Stiff. Her eyes? Completely disengaged. It felt like she was trying to cosplay authenticity, like she studied how influencers act relatable and still managed to miss the mark entirely.
I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity.
There was no glow, no charm, just a woman who looked painfully detached from the moment, from the brand, and most importantly, from her audience. And the worst part? That moment wasn't a blooper, it was the main event. The clip they thought would win hearts.
And she gave like a little brief thing, and I'm like, why weren't you doing that the whole time? That's what everybody does when it comes to promotion. She didn't promote any of this.
This was supposed to be the viral awe moment, the bit that gets reshared, quoted, loved. Instead, it became a meme, and not in a good way. People weren't lining up to buy the product, they were sharing the cringe. And that's when a bigger issue came into focus. Because if no one's buying the charm, who's even buying the stuff?
And I think we're seeing that the second time around, people are not that interested.
Let's be honest, who's actually pulling out their wallets for A's ever? It's not your everyday Instagram scroller. It's not the casual shopper curious about a new tea blend or cookie mix. It's Meghan's diehard stans and the media who track her every move. And that's the problem. Superfans don't keep a brand alive. You need real customers, people who stumble across the product, love it, and come back for more. But as ever makes that almost impossible. Why? Because nothing ever stays in stock.
As Nancy Sidley put it, Meghan Markle looks extremely nervous today. It was hard for even her to get the lies out of her mouth. She's imploding.
Let's say someone finally hears the buzz, checks out the site a few days later, and wants to try the cookie mix. Too late. It's already sold out. Again. This fake scarcity game might create hype short-term, but long-term, it's a customer repellent. People don't want to play cat and mouse with their groceries.
And that's also about to sell out. So I was looking at my iMessage and I thought, okay, I love this feature and I never thought of it like...
Nobody wants to chase down a baking mix like it's the last pair of Travis Scott sneakers. And here's the real kicker. The ones who do manage to buy something, they're not hyping it up. There's no viral love, no rave reviews, just silence. Or worse, regret. And instead of solving that core issue, Meghan did what she always does. She threw a shiny new distraction at the problem.
Why would you do a restock of products and then announce that you're going to sell wine 10 days later? It doesn't make sense because then you're asking your customers to come back.
Just as the cookie mix drama started fading, Meghan pulled her signature move, misdirection. Toss something shiny in the air and hope no one notices the last launch flopped. This time, it's As Ever Napa Valley Rosé, dropping July 1st. Sounds elegant, right? Except there's no depth behind the gloss. The entire teaser? One line. Sip, sip, hooray. That's it.
It's because it's July 1st. You know what July 1st is? It's Diana's birthday. So she's trying to overshadow William with the initial launch, and then she's trying to coattails Diana. Anytime she can put her name in the same sentence with Diana, she's happy.
No peek into the vineyard, no vintner interviews, no tasting notes, no promise of quality or purpose. Just a filtered bottle shot and a cute caption. Once again, it's all about the vibes. And that's been the problem from the start. As Ever is built on surface, pretty fonts, curated colors, cheeky puns, but there's no heart, no story, no soul. It's just aesthetic smoke meant to distract from the fact that there's no substance. And as Meghan keeps throwing out new launches, one thing becomes clearer with every drop: there's no real brand here, just a name and a title.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now. You have kids, and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so, I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it just means so much to go, this is our family.
Because when you strip away the packaging, As Ever isn't about teas or cookies or rosé. It's about Meghan Markle's royal label. That's the real product. There's no cooking series, no kitchen stories, no emotional tie to any of these blends. It's just, buy this, because I'm the Duchess of Sussex. But here's the hard truth. Royalty doesn't guarantee relevance, especially in the ruthless world of lifestyle branding, where fake charm and borrowed titles don't cut it for long.
She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant. She was thrilled she became a, quote, princess.
Look at any successful celebrity brand, and you'll see one thing in common. The founder shows up. They demo the product, share their story, connect with their audience. But Meghan? She's barely there. No engagement, no behind-the-scenes insight, no emotional tie to what she's selling, just perfectly staged posts and products that vanish without warning. And that silence? It's loud. Loud enough that even her own fans are starting to ask, does Meghan even care about this brand? Because if she did, we'd see her in it. Not just her name, but her vision, her hands, her passion, her story. Instead, she's propping everything up with exclusivity, vague stats, and a royal title doing all the heavy lifting. But even that title isn't enough to distract from the real question. What is As Ever? A serious business move with a mission, or just another glossy celebrity vanity project in a crown wrapper? Because right now, it doesn't look like a brand built with love. It looks like a last-ditch attempt to stay relevant. It's hollow, it's shaky, and it's cracking under pressure. There's no journey, no growth, just gimmicks, distractions, and one woman leaning on a borrowed title like it's bulletproof. So now, we want to know, is Meghan's brand secretly genius, or is this the clearest proof yet that the royal fairy tale is finally falling apart? Drop your take in the comments, we're listening. And if you live for these no-filter royal breakdowns, hit that like button, tap subscribe, and ring the bell, because the next scandal? It's never far behind. In the world of celebrity brands, the sparkle fades fast. But the truth? That always finds its way out.